Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, so the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It is absolutely not just another tournament. We're looking at what's officially set to be the single most massive football event in history, literally. So let's dive right in and unpack the sheer scale, the new structure, and honestly, the incredible human stakes of what's about to go down.
48. Just let that number sink in for a second. That one single number completely changes the DNA of the sporting world. Expanding the field to 48 competing teams? I mean, it brings these completely unprecedented logistical challenges and totally shifts how the entire event is going to unfold.
Which brings us to our first major point, a historic tournament expansion. We're officially moving away from the traditional 32-team format we've all grown so accustomed to over the years. And this jump to 48 teams, it really isn't just some minor administrative tweak. It completely balloons the schedule and massively, and I mean massively, expands the overall footprint of the competition. Because of that, this expansion is totally redefining the tournament's map. For the very first time ever, the geography of the World Cup spans 3 host nations. We've got the United States, Mexico, and Canada. It's literally stretching the cultural borders of the games across an entire continent.
Next up, let's talk about the American soccer surge.
To handle this crazy influx of games, the US is heavily relying on some seriously world-class infrastructure. Think about iconic mega venues like MetLife and SoFi stadiums. They're already built, ready to go, and uniquely prepared to host a tournament of this absolute magnitude.
But you know what's really driving the buzz inside those venues? It's this massive, totally organic surge in the sport's popularity across America right now. The local appetite for football, or soccer, depending on where you're watching from, is peaking at exactly the right historical moment. It's going to create an absolute fever pitch environment. Moving on to the players themselves, legends, rookies, and underdogs. This brings us to probably the biggest question on every fan's mind right now. Is this going to be a final appearance for Messi? The entire world is basically holding its breath, waiting to see if the absolute titans of the sport are taking their final bow on this massive grand stage. What we're really looking at here is an incredibly intense generational clash. It's the established superstars going head-to-head with this explosive new generation of talent. So, will the veteran kings hold their throne for one last spectacular run, or is the hungry, rising talent going to forcefully take over? It's going to be wild to watch. And bring it back to that 48-team format for a second. This expansion matters so much for the players because it finally allows smaller nations to qualify. We are guaranteed to witness some true David versus Goliath matchups that honestly just weren't mathematically possible before.
Because it really all comes down to this: more matches, more upsets, and more dreams coming true. That right there is the true human impact of all this. It's really not just some corporate expansion, it's quite literally an expansion of global hope.
And finally, let's look at the big picture, the ultimate cultural phenomenon. Because this isn't just a sporting event anymore, it's a complete phenomenon. You've got these incredibly intense tactical battles that are going to completely satisfy the hardcore purists, but then that's combined with this unparalleled festive atmosphere just taking over the host cities. Put those together, and you've got a global commercial and cultural juggernaut.
So you might be wondering, how do we even begin to engage with a tournament this massive? Well, step 1. Dive into the stats. With 48 teams, the new matchups are going to be absolutely fascinating to track. Step 2, follow the player rivalries, especially that huge generational clash we talked about. And step 3, just watch history be written in real time. All of this leaves us with one massive question to chew on. Who will actually survive this unforgettable journey to the final in New Jersey? The stakes have literally never been higher, and the stage is set. Thank you so much for joining me on This Explainer. I really hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you next time.